Hi guys. Hi guys. How are you? How are you? I pray that your evening was filled with nothing but love and mercy and grace, because mine was. Had a very busy day. My little pillow. Hold on, y'all. It's bothering me that it's not straight. Okay. Today I had a training, and today I had a doctor's appointment. Now, listen, y'all. The queen gained 8 pounds. Okay. I don't know how y'all let me do that. I don't know how y'all let me gain 8 pounds. I don't know how y'all let me gain 8 pounds. Nobody is doing nothing. I think Scorpio Mama called me one time. No. Y'all, I gained 8 pounds, and I'm just letting y'all know something. I was mad about that. My little heart was broken because I know I wanna look a certain way in the next couple of months. I want to be getting off this weight, so that just motivated me. Like, okay, we can't do it. We can't. See, what I would do, I would eat good throughout the week, but the weekend I would. Oh my God. I mean, not reckless or nothing like that, but I would be eating a lot of carbs on the weekend. Now, during the week, I'm doing mostly liquids during the day, and then a salad in a protein or meat in the evening. But I wasn't overdoing it, so I don't understand where this extra 8 pounds came from. So I gotta do something. We got to do something. Anywho, guys, I am so excited. I'm so excited about addressing this topic, and I've addressed mental wellness a couple of times on my channel, but I'm super excited to talk about this tonight because I have some tools to share with you. I have some strategies to share with you. I have some points of view to share with you, and I'm super excited to get back in my rhythm of helping individuals to be better people, and being transparent and sharing my own struggles in life, and we're just having a good conversation, y'all. So what I'm going to do is put the link in the chat, just in case somebody will come up, get that out the way. And we're going to go dive right into this. Hey Joshua, I say nothing but love your way, because you deserve it. You deserve it, Josh. Yes, you are always first. You and Scorpio, y'all take turns with that. Yeah, so listen, I'm so excited to share this information with you guys. And it's right on time, right? This show is going to be right on time for a lot of people. Okay? It's going to be right on time. I think thank you for dropping your Cash App. That's right. Guys that come in here, even on the replay, please drop your Cash App and your channel link so that people can be supportive in any way that they want to be supportive. Okay. We're going to be talking about mental wellness. And guys, you guys know there's a lot going on in the world. Oh, no problem, Josh. No problem. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of, and I'm even now, even doing this live, I am experiencing just a really, really slight tension headache because I went to the doctor today and I was describing what I had been going through, and they was like, "Oh, that sounds like a tension headache. That comes from stress." Um, this is why I'm going to be protecting my peace. You understand what I'm saying? And my mental wellness, because I've never experienced this type of situation where it's causing me it's manifesting, stress is manifesting physically within my body. So even with this live, I'm going to try to be, sometimes I'm loud and animated. I'm going to try to be as calm as possible because what I've been experiencing has been a tension headache. It feels like a brain freeze in the back of my head. And, all pain, all pain that you feel in the front, that's the safe pain, like the migraine, that's safe. When you start feeling it in the back, that's when they start paying a little bit more attention. And so I have been experiencing that the last couple of weeks. And so we are going to just take care of ourselves. And they put some strategies out for me. The doctor did today what I'm going to be trying to do and do it better. I got to lose this 8 pounds plus 20 more. You understand what I'm saying? I gained 8 pounds. I was 260. I went there I was 262. And then I went back today and I was 270. So that means I've been emotionally eating at night, watching Scandal, eating. So we have to stop doing that and take care of ourselves, okay? Um, let's get into this mental health. There's a lot of stressors in the world, people. There's a lot of stressors in the world. There's a lot of oppression. There's a lot of things that people are involved. People are extremely busy now. You know what I'm saying? Especially women. We are extremely busy. We're building our brands. We are living our life. We're having children. We're getting married. We're expanding our territory. We're going back to school. We're working more than one job. We are taking care of families. We are doing everything. You understand? Saying some women are blessed to be stay-at-home wives. God bless you. But a lot of us are in the workforce, and then we're also entrepreneurs, and we're also doing, working in the community. We're also just doing everything. And sometimes, for the most part, we can multitask and handle that. But sometimes when things don't work out the way they're supposed to be, it's almost like a derailing train. Stuff just started moving out of place, and then you're running, trying to put this back on track, put that back on track, put that back on track. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you starting to forget things. All of a sudden you feeling fatigued, you're feeling frantic, you're feeling nervous, you're feeling frazzled, you're feeling frustrated, you're getting short with people. You understand what I'm saying? All of that is coming from a stress, and all of that is a byproduct of mental illness. Now, when I say mental illness, I don't mean that you're sitting somewhere rocking in the corner somewhere. A lot of people get put off when you say mental illness or mental wellness. A lot of people get put off by that, like, hey, ain't nothing wrong with me, ain't nothing wrong with my cognitive ability. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, when I say mental illness, I'm talking about the inability to relax, the inability to make sound judgment, the inability to focus. That's what I'm talking about. You wake up tired, you go to sleep tired, you just feel tired in your mind, you're mentally worn out and drained. When you get to that point, that's when you got to turn off the world. You have to just turn off the world and readjust and recalibrate and reset yourself. So we're going to be talking about that tonight, and we're going to come from the standpoint of resilience. I'm going to be mentioning that word resilience a lot tonight. And y'all just rock with me because we're going somewhere, okay? Y'all just, I feel really pushed to do this show tonight. So it's going to be really good. You might, to be honest, and I'm not playing with y'all, you might want to go get you a pen and a paper, okay? Because I'm going to bless somebody. The Lord is going to allow me to bless. The Lord's going to work excellent through me tonight, okay? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to be focusing on resilience. And I want you guys, if you got a pen and a paper, you know what, let's just wait a couple of minutes, 2 minutes. Even for those who may be watching it on a replay, we're going to hold off for a minute, just maybe a minute or so. Go get you a pen and a paper, and I want you to write resilience at the top, and I want you to write risk factors at the top, okay? And then we're going to continue on with the show, because I feel like this needs to be addressed. A lot of times people pride themselves on multitasking, A lot of times people pride themselves on what they can do and how many lives they affect and how accessible they are to so many people and brands and entities. And they just stretch this way and stretch this way. And a lot of people, they pride themselves because they can do that. All, you know what, that type of energy, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Your life is productive, you're busy. But a lot of times that's not okay. Because what happens is you stretch yourself thin and then you become mentally drained, physically drained. You become short. You don't have no time for yourself. Now, let's just stop right there. Time for yourself is essential. And this is what I'm learning as I get older. Time for yourself is essential. You have to make time for your own well-being. And this new concept, believe it or not, is new to me. Because I've always been the type of person to put myself last. I've always been the type of person, I will take the scraps and you take the meat. I'll take the crumb and you take the whole loaf. That's just how I've been. That's just how I was raised, to put others before me, whether I knew you or not. If you had a need, I was going to try to fix it some kind of way. I was going to try to fix it, even if it meant the detriment of myself, even if it meant that I had to go without. That's what I would do. And I did it for years. This year, these last 2 years, I have tried to create a habit of putting myself first. No lie. I have tried to create a habit of putting myself first and telling people no and not feeling bad. I hate telling people no. I hate telling people I can't do it. I hate telling people, no, I don't got it. I hate not being there for people because so many people have been there in my life. I just want to return the favor. But I feel bad when I can't. And I used to feel so bad and so sad I would get depressed. But guess what? Them days is over because I'm getting older. And what's happening is it's starting to affect my body. That self-guilt, that self-condemnation, that self-pressure, that oppression that you're putting on your own self. It's not good. Stress creates poisons in your body. My grandma used to tell me that all the time. Stress, when you stress like that and you worried about everybody else and you frantic all the time about somebody else, and we talked about that hero syndrome, you got to go and run into the fire and rescue everybody else but yourself. That's crazy. So let me give you an analogy. When you on a plane, say there's an emergency on a plane and all of a sudden the face mask fall down. And here's somebody next to you getting ready to, they look like they're having a seizure or a heart attack. Are you gonna be remiss to get that face mask, that oxygen mask for yourself and help the person with the heart attack, or are you gonna go put that face mask on first? No, you're gonna go put that face mask on first, because how can you help somebody if you cannot help your own self? How can you help somebody when you cannot help your own self? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're going to go and put that face mask on first, and then you're going to render care. You're going to make sure you're good first. And this is what I'm doing this year. I'm making sure I'm good first. I'm putting myself first. And then I've been hearing this on the internet a lot, protecting your peace. I am protecting my peace. I'm protecting my sanity. I am protecting my health, my mental health. Do you understand? My husband, he talked to me tonight. He expressed some things that he said I must do on this app. And I had already been doing it, but I will be doing it to protect our peace, our cohesive peace. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. This is what I want you to do. So let's think about that word resilient. And I have took a lot of notes, guys. So you're going to see me refer to my notes as I move forward. That's my little bandage. They shot me, got some blood or whatever. You're going to see me refer to my notes. And on our agenda, our objectives tonight, so that we can be clear where we're going. And I know you're going to say, Queen, this ain't no seminar. I want to just have some things in decency and order tonight, so that you can see where we're going. I don't want to be all over the place. I don't want to be frantic, because I want to be calm when I relay this information to you guys, because I want it to be a blessing to you guys, okay? Our agenda, our objectives tonight is to recognize. Now, listen to me. If you hopefully y'all got your pen and paper, because I don't know if I'm gonna be coming back, going over stuff. Okay. All right. Our lesson objective is to recognize the important roles adult plays in their own lives. Recognize the importance of that adults, me, you, play in your own life. A lot of times we don't even care about our own self, our own situation, our own well-being, our own life. We put everybody else's life before ourselves. Recognize the important role that you play in your own life. If you don't go to work, you don't make no money, you don't pay the bill. If you don't encourage yourself, you're not going to be encouraged. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be what it's all about you. In some instances, recognize the important role that you play in your own life and within your own self. That's one of the objectives. The next objective, we're gonna be defining what risk factors are, protective factors, and our main thing, resilience. And we're gonna talk about that resilience and how it really blessed me when I was just diving into this topic. It really blessed me, and I want to share with you. Okay, resilience and what it is. Okay, and how it ties into mental health. Our next objective is that we're going to demonstrate an understanding of how our four protective factors areas on our life works cohesively together. And I will tell you what those protective factors are. This is going to be a really good live, guys, and I pray that you guys took notes, are taking notes. Okay? And then I'm going to give you strategies. And these same strategies I have now implemented to my life, and they are great. See, people, I know you see $ CLAYLIG, but it used to be Dr. Clay Lee. There's a DR in front of that name for a reason. Okay? Every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I like to share things that are tangible, that are measurable on this channel that helps you, not just women, but also individuals as a whole. And we're gonna be helpers to one another tonight. Okay. So let's define what mental health is. And I'm quite sure you can Google this, but I'm going to just give it to you. Mental health is realizing that you have the ability and can cope with normal stress of life and can work productively, contributing to your community. That's what, and that's a long definition. Let's read it again. Mental health is realizing that you have the ability to cope with normal stress of life. It can work productively, contributing to your community. You hear that phrase. I want to be a productive member of society. Productive members of society have sound thinking. Productive members of society are mentally healthy. This is going to be a good live. Y'all need to go get a pen and paper because it's going to bless you. Hey, Mantis, how are you? I send nothing but love your way. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. You right here in the middle, but you the beginning. I'm laying the foundation, okay? We're talking about mental health. We're going to be focused on resilience, and we're going to be focusing on a whole lot of other objectives. I just went over the objectives. But right now I am defining what mental health is. I'll say it again just for you. Okay. Mental health is realizing your own ability and that understanding that you can cope with normal stress of life and can work productively, contributing to community. Hey, Scorpio Mama, I say nothing but love your way, beautiful, because you deserve it. You understand what I'm saying? That is what mental health is. Someone with sound thinking, that when you can cope with the normal stuff and notice, Scorpio, you might want to get you a pen and paper. And notice what I said in the definition. Normal stress. When you can cope and manage normal stress, that is a byproduct of a healthy mental space. We're going to talk about what happens when we have abnormal mental health, when we have mental health issues, okay? Because this needs to be taught. And I'm going to take my time tonight and I'm going to share these strategies and I'm going to share all this information with you. I took tons of notes, okay? This is going to bless somebody, okay? It's okay. I have found myself these last couple of weeks being fragile, being irritated, being short, forgetting a lot of stuff, short-term memory. And when I went to the doctor, he said, no, this is a tension headache that you've been experiencing. This is coming from not having a cohesive rationality mentally because of what's been this outward force has been what's been happening in my life. Going to school, going to work, responsibilities, managing a long distance relationship, just making sure everything is, even though there's been some wonderful things happening in my life, it is the bombardment and the overwhelming component that has been having me unhinged. You understand what I'm saying? So I did a little bit of research on mental wellness and wholeness, and we're going to be focusing on resilience tonight. Okay. All right. So I found this pledge, and I'm going to read it to you guys. And I don't know how quick your shorthand is. I don't know. But this is a pledge that I'm going to try to dedicate myself to in maintaining my peace. People talk about maintaining your peace. When I tell you for real, towards the end of this year, it's going to be my best time because I am maintaining my peace for the duration of this year and continuing on. So this is my pledge. I said, I, Clayleen, pledge to make my physical, let me make sure I read it correctly, honey. My physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being a top priority. Let me stop right there. This is what we need to be doing instead of putting everything above ourselves. Let me go back to the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? One of the objectives that I said was understanding that you play an important role in your own life. Do you understand? Hi, how you doing? How you doing, Michael? I say nothing but love your way because you deserve it. All are welcome. Scorp, all are welcome. Everybody's welcome, Scorp. We're okay. How you doing? Good evening. Michael, you might want to go get you a pen and a paper because I'm talking about mental health today. Okay? I'm talking about mental health and you might want to jot down some notes. I'm going back to my objective and then we're going to continue on in what we're talking about, okay? Understanding that you are the primary role in your life, a priority in your own life. Understanding that. When you understand that, things around you and people around you are going to change because you are going to change. How you engage with people are going to change. Situations are going to change because of how you respond, because you are now the protection. See, this is why you shouldn't depend on other people for your peace, for your happiness. Because the number one rule of the universe and humanity is self-preservation. You understand what I'm saying? So you are a top priority. I, Clayleen, pledge to make a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being a top priority. I am making this conscious choice because I have, and this is my reason. I don't know what your reason may be, but this is my reason. I am making this conscious choice because I have a family to be here for. Whatever your reason is, whatever your reason is, whatever your reason is, you can put it in that blank. I'm making this conscious choice because I have a family to be here for. I do not, at the expense of my other commitments, but wait, I do this. I'm sorry. I do this not at the expense of my other commitments, but at their service. My resilience matter. I trust that when I put myself first, I can set a powerful example for those around me, thus creating a workplace where every person can thrive, including me. When you do that, When you decide to make yourself a priority and put yourself first, your world is going to change. Your world is going to change. And guess what? In a matter of 2 weeks, my world has changed. So what we finna do in this chat right now, what we getting ready to do in this chat, and I am saying this in all respect and love, we are going to respect each other. I know what has transpired. Everybody in this chat knows what has transpired, but everybody needs this tonight. Well, what I'm getting ready to share with you guys. The moderators, the ops, the enemies, the friends, we all need this tonight. Okay? So we're going to have to learn how to coexist tonight. I know what done transpired. I know what's been done. I know what has been said. But let me tell you something. I work under the spirit of the anointing. I work through the Spirit of God. I know. We know. But guess what? We gonna deal with it tonight, okay? Because I am truly protecting my peace and I'm putting myself as a priority, and I don't want nobody to miss out on this tonight. Okay? So whatever your pledge is, make sure you go back and make your pledge and stick to it, okay? Let's move on. I took some notes and I jotted down some notes, okay? I want to define what resilience is. I hope I can read my chicken scratch, y'all. Okay, y'all, hold on. Because I wrote all over this paper. Hold on, y'all. This is saying commentary. One thing I need to work on is my handwriting. That's the first thing I need to be working on. Okay, y'all. This is horrible. Okay, so what is resilience? When I thought about resilience, I jotted down bounce back, to the ability to bounce back. And then there's a more thorough definition. Okay, hold on, y'all. See, this is what I'm talking about. I wrote everything down and I caught myself going back over it. Okay, so what I did was I gave an analogy of what resilience is. Resilience is like, okay, so you a weightlifter, right? You're lifting weight. Okay, I don't want this negative energy, y'all. For real, I don't. Let's just coexist tonight, okay? I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it, y'all. Please, let's be respectful of each other, okay? Resilience is the ability to bounce back when life has let you down. Emotional toughness, absolutely. Resilience is when you're able to redistribute pressure and keep going. You got all this weight on your body, but you're able to redistribute the weight of life and keep going and bounce back, right? To be resilient is someone who's not a quitter, someone who's able to successfully navigate life and reap a harvest and be productive as they go along the way. Resilience is a person that is still here, that's still thriving, that's still pushing forward. Okay? To be resilient is a direct, positive impact on your mental health. Okay? That is what resilience is. And what I'm finding out in within society is a lot of us. You said adapt, learn, and grow from obstacles. Okay, Michael, you are welcome. Michael Stovall, you are welcome. Okay. Um, you're able to continue on and carry on. But what I've been noticing in society is this: a lot of us have mental fatigue because we're so tired. And as I'm talking, I know I'm being led by God because I feel the presence of God. We are so tired, and this is why we have these outbursts. This is why we have beef. This is why we're so quick to go into the negative path. This is why we blow up. This is why we want to burn off steam. This is why we're clapping back and going off on folks, because we are so mentally fatigued that we don't have no trap door. We don't have no filter. We don't have no compartment to put all that rage and anger. And so we just spew it out because life has been bombarding us. There's a lot of single individuals that's carrying everything. You paying the rent, the car note, the lights. Hey, April Showers, I said nothing but love your way, beautiful, because you deserve it. I hope you got a pen and paper, April, because we're taking notes tonight. You understand what I'm saying? We are handling everything that goes on in our life. It's us, and we ain't got no help. You know what I'm saying? And I'm y'all know I'm married, but I'm just saying as in general. You understand what I'm saying? You pulling all of this weight and been pulling it for 20 years. Imagine a person traveling through life with a 50-ton gorilla on their back, and they can't get it off, and it ain't supposed to go off. It's supposed to stay right there. You got to pull the wrench. You got to pull the lights. You got to pull food. You got to pull your car note. If you don't work, nothing gets done. You can't get sick. You can't take a sick day off. You can't take a health day off. You can't get no vacation because the ball got to keep going or you will not survive. That's a lot of pressure to carry for 20 years. So a lot of us is mentally fatigued and just want to tap out and say, I quit, I'm tired. But you can't do it because life goes on, because guess what? You are depending on your own self. And I have lived like that since I was 14 years old, since I was able to get a job. I have carried the weight for my own self. Crashing out, burning out, having those moments of, Lord, I can't make it. And then God just comes in to rescue me. That's why can't nobody tell me that God ain't real, because God has sustained me and preserved me. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm talking about over the course of my life. So I understand the mental fatigue and the burnout. But guess what? I have resilience because I've been able to redistribute the weight in a healthy way. But sometimes you crash and you fall on your knees and you can't carry that weight. You need somebody to help pick that weight up sometimes. But all of it takes a toll on your mental space. And this is why we need to make space in our life for ourselves, for mental rehabilitation. What does that look like? Meditation, a dim room with an incense and a candle and some music, maybe a spa day, maybe a massage, maybe just sitting quietly, turning off the phone, turning off social media, disciplining yourself and paying your bills on time so you won't be stressed out by foreclosures and overdue and bill collectors. Being a responsible adult, all of that works in conjunction with mental wellness. You understand what I'm saying? And being resilient. How to survive. Survival can also be a definition for resilience. Okay? When you are a resilient person and you're protecting your peace and you're protecting your mental space, you then now become a transformative person. You can write that down. Transformative person. What is a transformative person? I love this definition. A transformative person God, I love this, and I feel the power of God. It's gonna bless y'all. Hopefully, you writing this down. Transformative person is the person who has the ability to take pain and turn it into and transform it into power. Raw, unadulterated power. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that awesome? And y'all can share this on out because it's gonna bless somebody. A transformative person. I feel God. And don't you know God wants you to be a transformative person? Don't you know God wants you at your best mentally? Do you honestly think God wants you worrying about the bills every month? Absolutely not. The Bible says, I wish that your soul prosper as you prosper. I wish that you prosper as your soul prosper. I love this. A transformative person has the ability to transform pain into power. The power to do what? The power to succeed. The power to have the dominion over the enemy. The power to have the dominion over every unhealthy trait in your life that's affecting you mentally. Whatever you're doing to tear your body down, it ain't right. You can transform that. You be a transformative person. Has the ability to turn pain, trauma, hurt, attacks into positive power. We all, including myself, need to be transformative people. And that's what I'm doing right now. God is taking me to another level. I'm a transformative person. I refuse to engage in the mess. I refuse. I'm not taking another step towards no argumentative spirit. I'm not taking another step towards no messiness. I'm not taking another step towards no foolishness because I don't got time for it because I'm trying to go up and not down. I'm trying to go forward and I don't got time to prove nothing to nobody. I don't got time to sit up and hash nothing out no 50,000 times with you. I don't got time to argue with you. I don't got time for none of that. And I'm not going to engage in it. And I'm not going to allow myself to engage with it. And my husband is not going to allow me to engage with it per our conversation. Your Cash App don't accept. I do. $CLAYLING. I don't know. Let me look. Yeah, it accept. It accepts. $CLAYLING. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's saying it don't accept. I don't know, but I ain't did nothing to it. Yeah, it's a guy on the pic. That's my husband. Transformative people have the ability to take trauma, to take strife, to take pain, and turn it into power. You wonder why people who've been through the storm, you wonder why people who've been beat up and have been and dogged out, and then all of a sudden you turn around and they sitting around standing there strong with a cape on their back. You try to figure out how they get there. How did they become that? How did they become that superhero? How did they get that house? How did they get that car? They decided to take the mess, ball it up, and squish it. That's how a diamond is made, by sheer force. By sheer force and pressure. How in the world did this girl come out of this mess like this unscathed? Because she took that pain, that trauma, that gossip, and she put forth, applied force and pressure to that. And turned it into sheer power. And that's what you can do. That's exactly what you can do. That's exactly what you can do. Okay. Now, let's talk about risk factor. We're going to get back to resilience a little bit more. Okay. Risk factors. Right? Risk factors on your paper. Let's define what risk factors is to your mental health. people. Negative influences, situation, and characteristics that contribute to the probability that an individual will have a hard time coping with life. You got a lot of people dealing with some negative risk factors in their life, and they need to get it out of there ASAP, Rocky. You need to get it out your life immediately. Ain't none of us getting no younger. Risk factors. When you turn a certain age, you have certain risk factors the doctor want to tell you. They want me to do this. They want me to get on to take. They done prescribe me a cholesterol pill I didn't even know I had in my regimen. I didn't even know they had prescribed it to me. It's like you got 11 refills in the pharmacy you ain't picked up. Yeah, because I'm trying to fight back. I don't want to take a pill for everything. I want to change my lifestyle, the way I eat. I don't want to take medicine. Medicine is hard on your kidneys anyway. I ain't never took a diabetes pill in my life, and my A1C went from 11 to a 7. But they wanted me to get it. But see, the diabetic pills tear your kidneys up. When you get a certain age, the doctor begin to talk about risk factors. You know, you prone to this, you prone to that, you prone to that, you prone to that. The same thing with mental wellness. Negative influence is a risk factor. Situations is a risk factor. Characteristics is a risk factor that contribute to negative probabilities in your life. That contributes to a hard way of dealing with life. You have a hard time solving problems in your life because of all of this negativity around you. And you won't get it out. And sometimes it's just like a brainstorm. It's just like a diagram. You in the center, you the nucleus. You got stripes coming up out of you. You got hatred coming up out of you. You got manipulation coming up out of you. You got turmoil coming up out of you. You got past hurt coming up out of you. All of these things are stemming from you. You the root. You got to gut yourself out. Transform the way that you thinking and behaving and what comes out of your mouth. Because sometimes words carry weight and manifest into things that can regurgitate and harm you. It's a scripture that talks about the transforming of the mind. And you wonder why you're going through so bad in life. I'm adding myself in that. You wonder why you're going through so bad in life. It's the words that we say. It's the things that we do. It's the situation that we put ourselves in and year out. That yearly cycle of defeat that we put ourselves in year in. You can't seem to get out of that raggedy, rusty rut of a life. Because we will not be transformed. Sometimes you got to put on some big boy, some big girl draws and say, I'm not going to deal with this no more. I got to come up out of this. I got to remove myself. I got to tear away from this negative behavior because it does not yield no fruit. Am I telling the truth, people? Am I telling the truth today? And I don't care about how many people up in here because this word carry weight tonight, and I know it do. I know it do. So you can go ahead and share it on out. You understand what I'm saying? I don't get off by the numbers, baby. I don't get off by the numbers. You understand that? What are the dangers or the adversities of negative risk factors in your life? It will put you in an unsafe and unhealthy. It will put you in unsafe and unhealthy circumstances. I wrote. It's a metaphor of an umbrella. Okay, so let's pretend like you got an umbrella. All right. When life rains down on you, that umbrella is resilience. It's supposed to protect you. Sometimes life rains down on you and it don't hit you dead on, but it may hit the back of your legs, it may hit the arm, it may hit the shoulder. It depends on how wide your umbrella is. And underneath your umbrella is the things that you want to protect. Your peace, your family, your life, who you are, your children, your loved ones, whatever it is. It's all underneath that resilience. And you just trying to be protected from what life and the rain, the showers. It's about how you want, how wide you want your protection to be, how wide you want your circumference to be, how wide you want your dome to be. I want my territory to be wide. I want my circumference to be wide. I want to be protected. So I can't allow no holes, no rust, no decay to tear up what I got going on over here. I don't want no rain, nothing that come enter into what I got going on. So I got to be safe over here. I got to be covered. And I'm not even going to chance it. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what we need to be doing. If you want to protect your peace, if you want to protect your resilience, if you want to protect your mental well-being, do you understand what I'm saying? What are the proactive factors to mental well-being? Having resources, having certain processes. You know, I love that. Having certain processes. I know. Yeah. Having certain processes in life, and then actually following through with those processes. Number one, I refuse to argue. I ain't always had that, but guess what? That's a new process that I have in my life right now. I am refusing to argue. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. That's a process in life. Having good habits in life is a good positive process in life that maintains your mental wellness. Having certain standards and processes in life, positive processes in life. I ain't going to answer the phone after 10 o'clock. I'm going to turn social media off at this time. I'm not going to be watching all of this negative stuff in the news. I'm not going to regurgitate gossip. I ain't always had that, but I'm adopting it. I am adopting that in my life to protect my peace. I'm going to actively listen to the directions of the Father, of God, because he ain't going to lead me wrong. That's something that my processes don't have to be your processes. But when you know to do right, because it's going to help your mental well-being in the long run. I am going to actively take in control of what's going on with my health and do everything that I can to get it under control. That's one of my processes. I'm going to respect all voices that come past this channel, whether I like it or not. I'm adopting that. You understand what I'm saying? That's one of my processes to maintain my mental well-being, because this is what God wants for me. He wants me to be at peace. He wants you to be at peace. It's so much going on in the world, and we as human beings have a tendency to adopt and apply other people's stress and issues to our life. It's a lot of people right now that's stressing out about Clarissa and Remy Ma and Papoose. They are actually taking on real manifested stress because they haven't engrossed themselves in these people's lives and stories on social media. That should not be. You understand what I'm saying? I need you all to be realistic about what's going on in your life. And be that transformative person that we talked about earlier. Okay? resources, processes, or characteristics that help an individual buffer risk and builds resistance. Did you hear what I said? Resources. Go get you a book. Just like I pulled some information. Go get you a book that's talking about how to maintain a healthy lifestyle, peace, calmness, relaxation, whatever it is. You want to pick up a new hobby, go do some research. Resources around you that supports your healthy lifestyle, whether it's mentally, cognitively, physically, whatever it is that you want to do in life that's pushing the positive. Find some information that supports that. These resources and the processes that you put in your life to avoid negativity, those are things, or changing your characteristic, how you engage with others, those three things helps you to buffer negative risk and builds resistance in your life. That's deep. Resistance of what? Crashing out. Resistance of what? Having a tantrum on here publicly. Resistance of what? Embarrassing yourself and don't know it. Resistance of what? Cussing folks out. These are called protective factors. Protective factors, things that help guard from unsafe or unhealthy circumstances. How many times have we put ourselves in bad circumstances? You done spend all your money on a cruise and come back and can't pay your bills and your lights is off. That's stress. You done cussed everybody out on the internet and alienated yourself from people who can be positive and helpful and impactful in your life. That's stress. You done burnt all your bridges and now don't nobody want to deal with you because they think you flaky. Nobody wants to be alienated, to be alone. That's stress. Can't nobody trust you because you're a liar. Mentally, quietly, you in turmoil about that. That's stress. Creating circumstances that causes you harm and your life is off. Your lifestyle is erratic. Your lifestyle is not dependable, or it is not predictable. Because you don't know from one end or the other what your life gonna look like. None of us really do. But you in a situation where nothing has a foundation. That's stress. And it affects what? Your mental wellness. What helps you, what a positive factor helps us overcome negative risk factors. It is our what? Umbrella. It's our umbrella that we talked about. Okay. So let's just go over. So reflection is, what do you think about when you think about risk factors? Risk factors, and it said, and what, and this part I put down brainstorm. So if you got a piece of paper, if you don't, what do you think about when you think about positive risk factors? You can make two columns: positive risk factors and negative risk factors, or you can put it in the chat. What do you think about when you think about positive risk factors or negative risk factors and how they impact your life? It's something to really look for in your life. And then think about, are you causing these things in your life, or is it being brought upon you? Sometimes you be around other people and they will bring negative risk factors in your life. You understand what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, somebody talking about they sick. Every time you turn around, somebody talking about a major catastrophic thing that's happening in their life. It's like, do you even have a good day? Do you even know what a good day is? Why do you feel like you got to knock on my door, ring my phone, and I pick up the phone? All you telling me my whole liver fell out. I don't want to hear that all the time. Keep you and your liver to yourself and what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? That's stress to me. And I'm learning. I don't got to pick up the phone for everybody. And it's not me not doing my ministerial duties. It's me protecting my peace. I don't want to hear all of this catastrophic stuff. Let me tell you something, y'all, people. I've been a minister since I was 18 years old. I ain't always been acting minister like. Okay, I've had the 20s was rough for me. You understand what I'm saying? The 20s was rough for me. You understand what I'm saying? But since an early year, since an early age, I've always been listening to some catastrophic thing from somebody because I walked in the ministry. Somebody always felt drawn to call me and tell me about somebody being beat up. I have been standing between women and grown 6-foot men, telling them you better not put a hands on. I've been in those type of situations all of my life. I've been hearing major things about people's life. I said psychologists, they must be depressed. It's like, I need a vacation and I plan on taking one. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm learning that I can unload. The thing was, I wasn't able to unload all that stuff and leave it on the phone when I hung it up. I brought it along with me and just piled it on with all of my stuff, their stuff, her stuff, his stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I'm carrying all of this weight. That's why with somebody, my dear friend, and they know who they are. I know he say, my God, when I talk to him, I just unload. I ain't gonna lie. And he sit there and he listens. And he's a friend. I know I said his, but he's a platonic friend. I unload. And I know he's just, okay. And so what happened when that happened? And do you know blah, 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 blah. And so and this is like, okay, so what did you do? I don't know. Because it feels good. I'm sorry. I'm able to release that. But I ain't always been able to do that. There are some things I will carry to my grave that people have confided in me. You understand what I'm saying? But it affects my mental sometimes. That's why I laugh a lot. That's why I'm the funniest person in the room a lot. That's why sometimes you're gonna always see me smiling. I'm always jovial sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you just gotta release it some kind of way, because at all due cost, it cannot affect my mental. I can't allow it to continue to do that, right? So brainstorm a list of risk factors that you believe are present in your community today. Consider risk factors in your own life or in the lives of your family members. You know what I'm saying? That maybe you take on. Okay? And that's the negative risk factor. Now, when you think of proactive, positive risk factors, also jot that down. And then when you're done with this live, go back and reflect and see what you want to apply to your life. Okay? I think this is some good information, guys, and I'm so excited to share this with you. And I hope that we be all of us be better individuals. Be better individuals after this live. And I'm saying myself too. Me too. We all need work, right? Okay, moving on. I'm going over my notes. I have chicken scratch, people. And sometimes I gotta do 5 different takes on what I've written down. So you know that saying that says it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village of people to raise children. It's kind of modified for this live, and I want to say it takes a village of healthy minds to raise and engage healthy individuals, or be a resource for healthy individuals. You cannot surround yourself, for a lack of a better words, by around nuts and expect for you to be okay mentally. That's just not gonna work. The old saying, birds of a feather flocks together. This is, people, wake up. This is a new day for us. Some friendships you're gonna have to cut. And this is not speaking to anything specific. And I don't want y'all to say, no, I'm not alluding. This is not subliminal. This is just what we're talking about tonight. Some relationships, it's got a hard root, like a tree. And you got to keep gnawing at that thing before it fall over and break. And it ain't that you want to walk away. It's like you got to walk away in order to maintain your peace, in order to go to the next level. I ain't fooling with nobody who think that I'm not it. This stuff this week, this for now on. And I ain't being arrogant, people. But if you can't sow nothing positive in my life, an encouraging word, I can't fool with you. I don't mind you being critical and being honest with me. That's positive. I can rock with you. You understand what I'm saying? But if you sitting up here every time I turn around, you tearing me down, you pointing out all my flaws and none of my strengths, I can't deal with you. You ain't never got nothing good to say to me. I cannot deal with you because it's a catch the ball and throw it and catch a ball type of relationship that I'm gonna be dealing with. You give me positive energy and I'm gonna give it back to you. That's what I gotta be dealing with right now. I can't fool with nobody that's constantly tearing me down. Because for what? It ain't like you don't master life yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is nothing arrogant about that. You need positive energy around you. We're talking about that dome of resilience, right? You need positive energy to protect you, people. You know what happened to me the last month? I talked to my first, I said millionaire, but I was mistaken. I looked at his net worth. He's a billionaire. I talked to him. I talked to a billionaire last month about some business, the type of business that he's in. I'm interested in getting what he's selling. Okay. And I took a leap of faith and I reached out and I did him. I said, do you have time to talk? He said, I got 10 minutes. I could have pissed on myself. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was early in the morning. I could have pissed on myself. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was shocked. He said, I got 10 minutes. And I said, this ain't this person. He FaceTimed me. It was him. He was laying in his bed. I was so nervous. I was going, you know what I'm saying? I talked to my first billionaire. Oh, that was phenomenal to me. That was phenomenal to me. And then that was remember we talked about my two big ones? My second big one that I did last month was facilitate a deal between celebrities. This person called me because they knew I can get them the people that they needed, and I facilitated that deal for them. Dog, that made me feel like that's the arena that I want to be in. That's the trajectory that I want to go in. Not so much all the celebrities, because I've been around celebrities for many years, but it's another level of growth. It was intriguing, and I cannot go that way dealing with no low-level foolishness. You understand what I'm saying? I am staying under the protective dome of my resilience, that buoyancy, that able to bounce back. You see how things work out, people? Resiliency. So I give you an analogy of a pitcher, a bottle. You understand what I'm saying? And it's full. The things in your life has this pitcher full to the brim, to capacity. Only good things fill this pitcher. Okay? But when you stop nourishing the good things in your life, that pitcher, it starts getting lower, lower, and lower. And then you become empty and you have nothing to produce anymore. Have you ever been in that place where you have nothing to produce anymore? Nothing to pour out, and you just sitting back waiting on somebody to pour something in you, and you don't got nobody around you with no good nectar, no good positivity, no good nothing. They pouring all this vile in you. I believe Elijah Muhammad talked about that in that movie. You poured all this vile into this clean, pure water. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let your pitcher get low. Be a resource to the things that are good in your life and not the things that are bad in your life. You don't depend on nobody else. You be the resource to the things that are good in your life. What did we say in prior earlier in this live? You are the sole priority in your own life, not your kids, not your dog, not your man, not your woman, not your mama, not your daddy. You, because if you leave this earth, that's it. There's no more life to live. Everybody would dump all their trash on you. You solving everybody's problems but yours. Listen, I used to care about how people felt about me and my actions and that's why I was I would burn myself out catering to other people, being accessible to other people. I'm always accessible to nobody. But when I need somebody to be accessible, nobody picks up the phone. I can't get nobody, and I done sit up for hours talking to people, ministering, but nobody picks up the phone for me. In this moment, you minister to your own self, Clayton. You be a resource to yourself because you can't depend on nobody else. Now I got a hot five that I can depend on, but that's it. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody picking up the phone for you. That tells you these people are not a resource for you. If these people are tearing you down to other people, they are not a resource for you. If they ain't pouring into your idea of growth, if they ain't pouring to whatever project you got going on, if they're not pouring into your entrepreneurship that you got going on, if they're not telling you, baby, you can do it, these people are not a resource for you. I know what I'm talking about. And I used to be like, nah, don't say that. You know what I'm saying? People, no. Am I telling the truth tonight, people? I know I'm telling the truth. Resilience, bouncing back, overcoming, stretching yourself, flexibility. That's resilience. It's like you got a rubber band in your hand. That buoyancy, you're able to get back to where you need to go. Get back to yourself. I'm getting back to myself, who I am. You taking on other people's identities and thinking that your life gonna pan out. It don't work like that. You taking on other people attributes and characteristics and slangs and sayings and lies and flaws and and thinking that it's gonna fit your life and that your life is gonna work out. No, it don't work like that because certain things don't fit in your life. What works for some other people don't work for you. You gotta be your own entity, your own individual. You understand what I'm saying? Able to be stretched until it breaks. Resilience. Resilience is an individual who can handle tension. Now, I struggle with this concept here. Resilience, an individual who has a capacity to handle tension. Yeah, to a point, to a limit, I would say. Because how much are you willing to take before you say, I'm finna throw this overboard? That's where I'm at right now. I'm throwing everything that don't work for my life. I'm throwing it overboard, and I will throw you a life preserver and hope you make it to the next ship. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm so sorry. Do I love you? I love you down to your marrow, to your bone. But if you ain't pro Clay Lean, I am throwing you over the ship. And I will throw you one of them circle things and some food and some coconut oil so you won't get sunburned and a flare that to hope you make it to the next ship. I ain't got the capacity for that no more. Because I'm not playing no games with people. People will drain a life out of you, and when you ain't on tap for them no more, When they can't plug into you no more, then they throw you under the bus. On to the next person that they're going to drain dry. I ain't putting up with that no more because I am what? Protecting my peace, my mental wellness, my resilience. I'm underneath my umbrella, and it's only enough room for just me. I'm so sorry. Because people like to play games. You understand what I'm saying? I'm reading. Hold on. Resilience, the capacity of resilience, the ability to, and I can't read this, y'all. I'm so mad about this. Hold on. What did I write? The ability to overcome misfortune or change. I love that. The ability to overcome misfortune, whatever life has handed you, you have the ability to overcome that or change. I love that. The ability to overcome misfortune. I don't want to hear about your sad story for 50 years. We all got a sad story. I got a tragic history, a traumatic history, that will make you boohoo and cry right now. But am I going to sit up here and tell you this story 50,000 times? No, because life goes on. And after a while, you become that story. You live in that story. Your body functions off that story. Your heart is beating to that trauma. And you are getting literally physically sick. Nobody wants to hear it 1,000 times. I don't want to hear my own tragic story 1,000 times. I don't want to ponder on it. It ain't that I don't know it's there and I don't remember it. I know where I came from, but life ahead of me is so much more exciting and fruitful to think and ponder on. Get over it. We're going to let our traumas and our past consume us and kill us dead. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't have no red shoes. Now I don't like the color red. Anything red, I can't see it. I bust out in tears. Put some sunglasses on. Nobody, and that's not me being insensitive. That is me conveying to you the will of the Lord. It is the will of the Lord that you live life in that more abundantly. He wants you to be happy. He don't want you to keep talking about that. It's over. Ain't nothing you can do. I don't got no sympathy. Because after a while, it's like, dog, we going through the same. We have all went through some type of tragedy. Tell me, how did you get through it? Show me how to navigate through that so I can live my most best life. How can I be resilient and bounce back from that trauma? That's the type of verbiage that you need to be saying instead of trying to win some type of sympathy from something that happened 15 years ago. Am I telling the truth, people? Am I telling the truth, people? Y'all better tag and share and tag and share and tag and share. This is going to help somebody. Screenshot, record. I don't care. Because it's going to help somebody. Talking about maintaining your mental wellness. You don't got to be the big dog all the time. You don't got to be the strongest dog barking, the loudest dog barking in the room all the time. I used to think that I had to be to let you know I'm the truth. I'm from the North End. Even though I was a church girl, I'm from North End. I know what it is to pick up a chair and hit somebody in the head. I know what it is to be in a face-to-face with a thug. I know what it is to fight dudes. I have fought dudes. There was a time in my life when I only dated drug dealers. I know what it is, but I know. A lot of people like, you don't know because you're in the church. You don't know the other life that I've lived. But that life is don't profit. I know what it is. I used to hold drugs for major drug dealers. I used to hold it. I know that life, but it doesn't profit anything. It was only when I had to stand in front of a drug dealer. He said, "Where my stuff at? Where my stuff?" They was in my house at my living room table, waiting on me. That don't bring no fruit. And that ain't. I'm not saying that to say, "Ooh, you this." No, that's not what I'm saying. It profits nothing to be all of this big time, you this, you so hard, you so this, you all that. No, what you are is miserable, and you are not living life the way God intended you to live life. You got so many enemies. You got to look over your shoulder on YouTube. You looking through the phone to see who's looking at you, because you so big time, you so this. Big time is living life and living life without the stress of life. Big time is being able to go do something carefree because your bills is paid. Now that's a flex. You cussing me out for an hour straight, that ain't no flex. While I was being cussed out for 2 weeks straight and called every B and every whore on this internet, guess what I was doing? Paying my freaking car off. Paying bills. Now that's a flex. Thank you, Mantis. You understand what I'm saying? People, it's weird. But I'm trying, we help us to one another today. Because we're going to get some mental wellness tonight, okay? I ain't going to hold you too long either. The capacity, the ability to overcome misfortune or change. These type of behaviors bring about the best future you can project for yourself. Isn't that fantastic? The best future that you can project for yourself. If you can figure out how to overcome your own raggedy self, because sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves. We don't pay our bills for 10 weeks in a row, and we wonder why they taking us to court. It's a self-sabotage for me. You lying on everybody around you, and you wonder why people don't want to come up to your house and break bread with you. It's a self-sabotage. You wonder why you go through friends every 10 months. A new friend, a new best friend. Because it's something about you that ain't trustworthy. But when you overcome these behaviors and overcome, I have to overcome myself so that I can project the best outcome, the best future for myself in the long run. I want that so bad. My husband disdains gossiping. He told me earlier this year, do not make any enemies on YouTube. He said, please, I beg. He said, I do not like to be embarrassed. He talked to me real good tonight. Put some things in perspective and in place. He made me make him a promise. You understand what I'm saying? That's for the best outcome for this channel. You understand what I'm saying? The process of adopting. Let me go. Let me read it again because my chicken scratch. Hold on. Oh, I love this. I think I know what it says. The process of adopting a positive will, a strong will in the face of adversity, trauma, I can't understand what the other T word is. But the but the process of adopting a strong will, that strong will is getting me. The process of adopting a strong will in the face of adversity and trauma. That could say trauma, turmoil. It may say turmoil. But if you got a strong will that I will survive this in the face of this thing, I'm not going to allow this thing to consume me. I'm not going to allow my stagnation to consume me. I'm not going to allow procrastination to consume me. I'm not going to allow this mouth to consume me. I'm not going to allow my raggedy behaviors and lifestyle to consume me. I'm not going to allow my unhealthy habits to consume me, my health, and my body. Sometimes we got to stand up to our own self and say, I'm not going to allow these bad behaviors to consume me because I want the best positive outcome for my future. You send your own self to be sitting somewhere alone in a nursing home and nobody comes see you because of your horrible lifestyle that you live. That's not what we want, and it hurts on the mental. The mental is what's taking a toll. You tired in your mind. Turn away from that behavior and let's go into a positive trajectory. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if that's all of my notes that I got, y'all. I don't know. I honestly do not know. Maybe not. Hold on one second. A state of being. Um, Modeling appropriate social behavior. That's all under resilience. Modeling a positive, appropriate social behavior. That's a skill. Now, let's go back to the beginning. I know I'm taking you back, but understand that resilience is a skill. It's something that can be taught. It's something that can be measured. It's something that can be practiced. It's something that can be formed into a habit. It is a skill that you can master. Okay. And now I'm gonna end it on a question. And maybe this could be a challenge for you this week. How do you take care of yourself? One thing that you may do, you got to figure out maybe two things that you would do for yourself a week that take care of you. One of these things I think is just gonna be sitting quiet for me because I got 10 children calling my name every second of the day, and I'm solving problems every second of the day for these 10 children. I am being a resource for them physically, mentally, cognitively, socially, emotionally. I am being all that they need for 8 hours a day, 10. And so I am drained when I get home. And then I gotta be for myself because I'm in school. You understand what I'm saying? I had to do a 1,500 word paper yesterday, along with answering questions. And today I had to take it. But then I want to come here and I want to be a resource for you guys. So, guys, what do I need to do to take care of myself? Maybe just sit quietly. Maybe keep up this regimen to get my nails done. Since hubby said, go get your hair and nails done. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Maybe something. I want my best self. My main focus is my health, my physical health, and my mental health. But I want to lose some more weight. Think of two things that you can do for yourself that supports mental wellness for you and keep that regimen. I am refusing to engage in back and forth. I want to put this out here. I'm not discussing nothing that has transpired in the past. I have no desire to. It doesn't bring me any closure. It's not going to bring me no fruit. It's not going to bring me no resolve. I don't care. We moving forward. I'm protecting my peace, my resilience. my buoyancy, the ability to bounce back. Because when you constantly coming back for something all the time, you got to come back from this, here, this over here, that argument here, this situation. You always bouncing back from something. It's like, come on, it's too much. You always on the defense. Mm-mm. We're not doing that. Okay. I hope that this has been an amazing live for you, just like it has been for me. I hope that somehow, some kind of way, you guys are mentally better after this live. If you know someone that's going through depression, turmoil, or low self-worth, or they always put somebody in front of themselves, send them this live. It's going to help them. It helped me. I feel so much better. What I'm getting ready to do now is take this wig off, go finish drinking this water. I love this. It come from Aldi's. It's the peach flavor for me. And I'm gonna watch me some Scandal and go lay down and relax. And tomorrow Saturday, I'm going to give me some more canned goods because I heard the Russians are coming. My mama said, "Kay, get you some canned goods in case the Russians start coming." I heard it's about to be some cutting up, so I went and got me some canned goods today. People was running back and forth in that audience like it was pandemonium 2025. I'm going to go get me some more beans, some more stuff to support iron health. So I'm going to get and some noodles, and I'm going to stock up my pantry. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, people. And I'm going to enjoy myself, do some laundry and clean up this house like I do almost every weekend. And I'm going to have some peace and I'm gonna be surfing on the YouTube. Now let me address some things that happened tonight in the chat. We all know there has been words exchanged and some things have been said. Again, I'm gonna say this. Because you say it about me don't mean that is true. Therefore, I don't carry it like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's nothing for me to sit and engage with somebody who I know done talked about me or called me names or whatever, or I done said something, or there's been some tension or a rift. It ain't nothing for me. It don't roll. Now, other people may be defensive of me, and they can be. And I don't have a problem with that because people, they are loyal. And I understand that, and I appreciate it. But what we going to do is respect everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody need help. We all need help. We all need the knowledge, including myself. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I will say this. You can't get mad when you come over here and you get a little bit of resistance by people who are defending me. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody don't think like I think. People are entitled to think and feel how they want to feel. Don't take it as you're not welcome here because you are. But understand that there's maybe some nicks and some bruises when you come up in here. Because people have seen stuff said about me just like I've seen it. Now, how I react and how other people react is two different things. Okay? Understand that. And I'm saying that in love and respect. Okay? So we're going to do our best to respect each other and sit up in here. You understand? Am I telling the truth today? Okay? I love y'all. Now, this is the order of the queendom. We're going to love on each other. We're going to do something for somebody if it ain't nothing but give a smile or show some love or, do a silent prayer. Do something nice to somebody because you reap what you sow. It comes back tenfold. Don't think too hard on stuff because the drama that you're in today is gonna pass away. You ain't even gonna be thinking about it tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? So this is your Queen Clayleen saying, "Be great," and I'm out of here. Bye bye.